First fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in 70.5 kilograms. His professional record stands at 8 victories, 3 defeats, and 2 draws. Fighting out of Zurich, Switzerland, here is Bobner. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in 70.4 kilograms and brings a perfect record of 4 victories, no defeats, and 1 no contest. Fighting out of Chechnya, here is Magomed. Raisov. And your referee in charge is Neil Hall.
So we are set for this rematch, round 4 of this fight. They touch them up. Bobner starts straight away with an inside kick to the thigh there of Raisov.
Very effective striking from Bobner. Uses a lot of different things and very crisp and sharp. Raisov has the power though, and when he grabs hold of you, he's hard to deal with. Going back and forth, literally in straight lines there.
They are starting where they left off, exactly that. And Bobner in the blue corner there. Very strong, very looking to engage the wrestling himself to start with.
I feel like if you look back at the last fight, when he was on top in this fight, he did very well and he was in great stead. But when he was on the bottom, he struggled to move, and he has great hips on the ground, moves very well, but Raisov is very, very powerful, and if you let this man get on top of you, it can be a long night. Nice little good head position from Bobner, you know, using that head to control Raisov's posture and just peppering him with little shots. Switches up to that tie clinch.
Bobner reacting with some big knees and some big uppercuts of his own. Two very different personalities as well, and it comes through in their fighting. Bobner's a very fun character, charismatic and passionate fighter, whereas Raisov is, as the nature of the Chechen people are,
a stone cold killer.
Very humble. That's the other way of phrasing it, but very humble. So
great exchanges in this fight so far. You know, both getting caught. Very fast, rapid, like you said. These guys know each other very well. There's no feeling out process going on here. They know what they're dealing with. And now we have Raisov with a lot of pressure up against the fence. Knees straight to the balls of Bobner. But he shakes it off very, very quickly. The cup obviously did its job.
Interesting to see if one of Bobner's tactics here, because he is putting a lot of pressure on, is to try and get Raisov tired as early as possible, because it was when he tied in that 3rd round that he managed to get that top position, managed to have the most success during that fight.
And this is the grinding style that we see from Raisov. Very strong, very powerful in the grappling, and hard to shake off. I mean, Bobner does very well to get off the fence there. Halfway through the 1st round here. Bit of a lazy kick there from Bobner, leaving his hands low.
Constant movement from Bobner though.
Which I think, like you said, he needs to utilise that. Try and get Raisov tired and make sure he doesn't get taken down. So moving a lot. He's extremely fit, extremely athletic, and has a good array of strikes. Showing it there, switching stance and going to the inside. And the more he can utilise that, the better. And the more he can get Raisov tired, the better for him as well.
Raisov reaching for an overhand right of his own, but at the minute Bobner controlling the distance slightly better.
Just needs to watch out for those big swinging shots. Nice step-in jab from Bobner. A lot of precision and power there.
Raisov meets him one with his own right hand there. Looks to have hurt him, but engaged straight with the clinch.
And this is what he wants, and this is what we need to be very aware of if we're Bobner on the ground. He's got great hips, moves very well. And the fence is there, so he might be able to utilise that to stand back to the feet.
Like we said, the ground game of Bobner, very active. But Raisov's so heavy, this is his world. This is what he drills day after day after day with his brother Yusuf.
And a very close 1st round until that takedown has happened. This is the only real thing that's happened. Little couple of slaps there from Bobner. With 1 minute left, Bobner needs to think if he wants to take this round, he needs to make something happen on the ground, sweep, get on top, or stand back up. Because it's the only definitive thing that you can see. Searching for that Kimura. Good defense from Raisov.
Bobner very active, but Raisov just not giving him the space to escape or make that opportunity to either get a submission or
gonna look to sweep, but just pure power from Raisov to keep those hips low.
Raisov might switch to the back here.
See if Bobner goes to sweep one way and then sweeps the other and gets it there.
Well done, there we go.
Ends up on top with 10 seconds left to go. That's big there. And he's going to end this first round on the top position. A very equal fight. Like you said, we start off where we ended in the last round, the last fight. Round number 4. Slight cut and mark on the face of Raisov.
Get a little bit of look at the action here. This is Raisov coming forward, catching him with that lead jab.
A lot of forward pressure early on in the fight from both men, going back and forth.
Nice jab there from him, and met with a hard right hand that certainly wobbled Bobner.
And it's definitely set up the takedown attempt for him when he comes in here.
If you look back at the first fight, Bobner certainly more successful at not being taken down during this one. Able to control the distance, maybe a bit more patient. I think that might have been one of the things. He was very keen to get the knockout to cause some damage in that first round, in the first fight. More patient now, using the distance jabs and feints. But Raisov showed, just as he did there, if he catches you, he's not going to look to just hit you, he's going to look to take you down and put it in his world.
Yeah, both of these fighters have definitely grown from the experience of the last outing, the last fight, and you can see it. I mean, same with Raisov, he's throwing a lot more strikes, some good straights, catching him as well. So they've both been definitely working diligently to improve in this fight.
That inside leg kick that Bobner is throwing, he's used that twice, straight off the bat, and the switch of stance from Raisov.
I think Bobner needs to try and stay up so he hasn't got his back on the fence. That's where Raisov is very, very successful with the takedowns.
Nice body kick there from Bobner on the break as well. And catches him with the left and the right.
Pressure building now for Bobner. Seems to be stalking his man, really throwing those shots heavy.
Some huge shots. Mixing it up to the body as well.
Again, dropping the hands every time he throws that low kick. His hands are dropping. Needs to be careful. Raisov doesn't come over the top.
Raisov still switched stance on there.
Yeah, in that southpaw.
Oh, catches him with a nice right hand and goes for the clinch.
This is exactly where he doesn't want to be, up on that fence. Raisov is very powerful, strong in there. And he's in his corner here as well. Beautiful work for Bobner. Turns it out and then straight on him.
Bobner two jab and a big right hand there. Raisov certainly hurt. Bobner dropping big hooks and uppercuts.
Switching to the knees. Wobbles Raisov and now he's in his face. This is exactly what we saw in the third round. Raisov extremely durable.
Neil Hall watching very, very closely.
Bobner is on him, looking to get the finish, being patient though and picking his shots.
Big right hand, wobbled Raisov again. Right in front of us now as well.
That one drops his head back.
Neil Hall
Hall's very
closely.
Needs to move, otherwise this is going to be stopped.
And he stops him.
And that's the end of it. He went 5 rounds, rematch, and Raisov can't handle the pressure of Bobner. And Bobner takes up the TKO victory in the second. What a display. As soon as he had him hurt, he unleashed hell, everything, knees, uppercuts, hooks, everything he could possibly find. And they all landed.
And you talked about as he came in the cage, it's going to be the fighter that adapted most. And we see here Bobner picking his shots now more. Once he got him hurt, the focus.
I mean, the extreme durability from Raisov. That was 2 or 3 straight shots to the jaw. And he just kept coming back. But Bobner just kept on it, kept the shots coming. and really just added them all up. Here we get to see a lot of shots landing, unresponsive from Raisov. He really just standing there wobbling. I mean, didn't try and move laterally, didn't try and get out of the way of this entourage, barrage of shots. Great decision by Neil Hood to stop that fight. And a great victory there. I'm sure that's going to close a chapter in the life of Mikhail Bobner. Going to be a very happy man. And when you rematch a man that you've already fought, it's, you know, a real mental game as well. And obviously he handled it the best and came back with a beautiful victory. We pass over to Joe Martinez to give us the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen.